What's going on, history and reviewers? Wow, that's a new saying for the channel. So you just saw this review of the Disney Kylo Ren Last Jedi lightsaber. Now, I wanted to compare at least two, or at least one or two, of the other lightsaber versions of Kylo Ren's saber that we've done. I will start by saying that the first one we did, the footage you're seeing right here of that one with the edited saber that we did a long time ago, that was like a $10 saber I bought at Walmart. And then this footage right here, that is the, I did another Kylo Ren review of a different saber that I bought that is not nearly as good as this. So I'm gonna go down the ranking from the one I like the most to the one that is my least favorite, but I still kind of like. This is my favorite, just because it is aesthetically pleasing. The handle is heavy. It's bottom heavy. It's good for swinging. The LED is cool. It has flash on lockout, flash on clash. The sound is louder. It has much more intricate design on the hilt, and overall just has a cooler look to it, and the blade is a 24-inch, if you guys didn't know that, if I didn't mention it. Now, onto a physical comparison. I don't have the other lightsaber with me because I took it back to Walmart because the blade was literally about right to here, and it was a big disappointment, but it was cool. Don't activate it on me. No! Anyway, so this was the one that I did. The first review was $10. This was the first LED of the Kylo Ren one I did, and this was a Blade Builders. So it's got the same size blade, I believe. Yes, exact same size blade. The tips are the same. Same tip. And yeah. So both 24-inch blades. This one's thicker, but this one is like, you can tell this one is just made of more solid material, while this one's seamless. This one has the crevices, which is what I was trying to say. And I do believe that, yeah, it's not that retractable. This one has a lighter hilt. This one is much more movable than this one, which you guys can immediately tell. I'm swinging super fast here and it's heavy. You can tell how fast I'm moving it there. Different components. Thinner hilt and a thicker hilt. Now this is the game changer, how long it is to my face, how short this one is. That's a comparison. This one is the new one I just reviewed from Disney. This is the Blade Builders. And you can just tell that this one right here is about 2.5, 3 inches longer, which, heck, makes all the difference in the world, because while you can two-hand this, you don't get much room at the bottom. And if you two-hand this, you get like a whole 3 or 4 inches of just extraness. And I want to go into detail of the bottom. The bottom of the hilt on the Disney is much more detailed, and it has like a chamber of something inside. Like, it actually splits open, and which is really cool. And they have all the fancy details on this. Both have the exact same body. Both are really close to the canonical appearance of his saber. As you can see, it has the same wire. This one does have that chamber at the bottom, but there's nothing inside of it. As you can see, the bottom's hollow. That was meant for like a blade dagger that came with it, which is weird. But then we go to this one, and you can see that the bottom is just much more out there, and it's just much more detailed, and it just gives it a much nicer look. Now, before I close this, the LEDs, same ignition sound, basically. Well, not really. Here, have a listen. More of a crackly, silent one, while this has like a burr at the beginning. Really like more robotic. It's fluid though. It has a fluid activation sound. Doesn't stop. This one does stop. It has that pause. This one, here's a brightness comparison to the both of them. You can tell which one's brighter, this one. And obviously, this has the lockout, this one doesn't, which is just, it's so cool, I can't get over it. And they both have flash on clash. They both have flash on clash. Yeah. So, with that being said, this is my favorite, the Disney version for $30, which is really cheap. This for 17 bucks or 20 after tax, which so for 10 more bucks you get a much better saber that is heavier. It is harder to swing, I will admit that's a knock, but this just feels, it has a rattle. It just feels kind of cheap. This is just, it has a weird rattle, but yeah, both the same design. This one is just more close, it's closer to the movies because it just looks and feels better. It has more of a evil feel to it. So I hope you enjoyed the review or comparison of the three Kylo Ren lightsabers. I got one from Walmart for about 12 bucks, that one for 17 or 20 after tax, and this one for about 30. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much else to say other than the fact that these are great sabers, but let's be honest. If you want a true saber, go to Ultra Sabers or Saber Forge or Vader's Vault. I'm not sponsoring them, but we all know that those are the, well, let's just say they're death-defying.